Hi, it's Carol from Allergy Free Living, and today we have a chicken pot pie. Doesn't that look good? Hi, everybody, and today we have Jackie, and Jackie is the one who made this chicken pot pie. So, Jackie, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the ingredients.
Sure. So I took my mom's pot pie recipe with your help. Thank you very much. I haven't been able to enjoy the pot pie for the last 10 years or so. And so Carol helped me come up with a list of alternative ingredients to use so that pot pie is gentler on my stomach. So one of the first ingredients that she introduced me to was the King Arthur's gluten-free pie mix. And so instead of using butter with this, because butter can sometimes give me tummy troubles, I use coconut oil. And so this is Dr. Bronner's. I like it because it's thicker, like a butter or margarine would be. And so for the filling, I just use about 1.5 pounds of chicken fingers and brown them up. And when I'm making the base for the filling, I use a King Arthur's 1-to-1 ratio gluten-free flour and some oat milk, which is also gluten-free. I usually use soy milk as well, but I did the oat milk for Carol because you can't do soy today.
Okay.
So,
Now, is this lactose free?
this is lactose free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lactose free.
All right.
Soy free.
So then, everybody, this is another product. I haven't used it, so Jackie's going to show us another lactose-free milk product.
And it's really good in coffee too.
Okay.
And so just some regular chicken broth. I use a low sodium chicken broth just because we do add salt into the filling on its own as well. And then in my pantry, I usually keep canned vegetables. For myself, because they're canned and stewed, they're softer for my stomach. And so it just takes less time than me stewing the vegetables on my own to put them in, to get them out of the cans.
Well, I find I use canned vegetables because with my problems, I think that if they sit in a can, all of the chemicals and things end up in the water. A lot of times when I use fresh vegetables, it gives my stomach problems.
Yeah.
And I find that I don't with this.
Right. I have a really hard time digesting anything that's fibrous. So, asparagus, sweet potatoes, anything like that. And so when I get them out of a can, I do find that just having that softer texture really does help.
Okay.
Yeah, it does help. And then just some other standard ingredients: onions, potatoes, salt, pepper. I brought some parchment paper because I noticed that with the gluten-free pie mix and the coconut oil, when you're making the pie topper and bottom, it's nice to put some parchment out and use the King Arthur flour to work it into, the pie shape, and then put another layer on top and stick it in the fridge for a little while, just because it tends to fall apart just a little bit easier with the coconut oil. So if you roll it up in the parchment, then you can just roll it right over the pan or right over the filling also. So,
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to maybe give a little bit of history to the people out there of what your problems are, what your allergies are, or whatever, which causes you to use this different food.
Sure. So I've had Crohn's disease for the last 10 years. I was diagnosed 10 years ago, and every time I start a new type of treatment, I end up having to also include an elimination diet in with the new treatment because they want to start you down at a baseline to make sure that there are no new intolerances with whatever the new treatment is. So I am just getting off my last elimination diet that I've been doing for a year and a half, and I'm just starting to reintroduce foods, which is really exciting. So I'm starting to build my pantry back up of things that I can tolerate in my diet. So there are a lot of things that I can't do. No nuts, no seeds, no high fiber fruits or vegetables. Nothing that uses a lot of animal fat. So, for Thanksgiving, I'll make a gravy using broth instead of making a roux out of the animal fat. And those are just a couple of tricks that I've learned. Yeah.
So then for your pantry at home, for everybody out there who has Crohn's, what would you suggest that they would have specifically that makes it easy? I know you can't say everything, but just the little key things.
Right. So, well, I'm not gluten intolerant. I do find that the gluten-free ingredients, when it comes to, the pie mix, which thank you again for, and the flour, they are much more gentle on my stomach, even though I'm not allergic to it. It is more gentle. Again, like I said, for the last few years, the canned vegetables, those are the biggest ones for me, because those are the ones you go to for every meal.
So it wouldn't hurt you then if they were to buy things that were gluten-free, whatever you need.
It's so much. While I don't have the gluten allergy, I have found, especially with this last elimination diet, that introducing the gluten-free foods has really helped while I'm reintroducing other foods because it's gentler.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this has been something that people who share the same problem as Jackie does, I hope that this has been informative to you. Now, I've also talked, when I was with Jackie, I do another class, and I had said in the class, and I've also said on my video, is that if anybody has a recipe, and this is what I said to Jackie, that you've always loved, but you can't have because you don't know what to do, you don't know what to substitute. Well, Jackie's was this chicken pot pie, so she said, Carol, can you help me? And that's what I came up with. So if any of you out there have something that you really want to have and you can't eat it now, send me a comment and I'll do my hardest to find it.
She came up with the substitutes for the chicken pot pie immediately. It was amazing. I mean, with the allergy-free living resources, just to be able to find substitutes that taste good.
Right.
They taste good.
And that's, to me, if it doesn't taste good, I'm not going to give it to you. So that's why if you ask me, it might take some time and I'll let you know. But I've been doing this for quite some time. So I want to be able to help anybody else out there as well as I've helped Jackie. And her situation is very different from mine, very different. And so that's why I think it was important to have this video, because people out there that are struggling like Jackie is, they need to know that there's help. And so I think we can get all of the pools of people with different things, and we can help everybody at the same time. Well, thank you very much, and we will be seeing you again. Take care. Bye.